You in attendance had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and looking forward to a wonderful Christmas season for you guys as well. So we will get underway. Mr. Macy, if you could please verify our attendance, sir.
Brown.
Here.
Short.
Here.
Emmons. OJ. Abel.
Here.
Murray. Here. Mayor Box.
Here. Tonight's invocation. Pastor, is that you, Chaplain? Yeah, come on. You know the drill, my friend. How you doing?
Very well, Mayor.
Anything
How are
exciting
you?
you want to talk about real quick?
Oh, no, I'm good.
We're okay. Very well. Let's pray, brother. That's a new one.
Yes, I am good. Yes, yes. I want to thank you for having me tonight. I appreciate you all allowing me this privilege of giving the invocation on tonight. And so let us pray. Father, we're grateful that you've blessed us with this privilege of being here tonight. Thank you for allowing us to congregate together on tonight on behalf of the city. God, you've blessed Jenks so tremendously, and we just ask that you continue to do that. Continue to bless this city, God, in ways like you've never blessed before. God, we just pray that your favor continue to rest on our community, rest on our city. We pray, God, that you just continue to give leadership and vision to our leaders, oh God. We just thank you that you continue to lead them as they continue to lead us. And continue, God, to lift Jenks to higher levels. And we will be forever careful to bless your name and to give you the glory, to give you the honor, and to give you all of the praise. It is in the matchless and mighty name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. You guys will remain standing. We'll pledge allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, we'd like to welcome Sergeant Solomon from the Jenks Police Department. If you come forward, I believe we have a flag presentation. The floor is yours, sir.
Good evening, council members, mayor, Mr. Shrout. Yeah, thank you. Name is Sergeant Solomon, work for the Jenks Police Department, obviously. I was sitting in my captain's office one day and saw a flag folded up in his office and thought, I don't know why, it just reminded me of my time serving overseas and how the helicopter squadron that I was attached to would fly flags and give certificates to military members to, take home as a commemorative piece, give to a family member, et cetera. So I thought, why don't we do something like that here at the Jenks Police Department? Offer the citizens of Jenks to fly a flag at the police headquarters for one day. All they got to do is provide a flag, and we do the rest. We raise it for them. They pick a date, and they get a nice certificate to go along with that flag. It can be for, family members who have served in police department before, or just somebody who loves the police department, or just for whatever reason, right? What have you. So nothing special, or no reason, no special reason other than they just want to do it. So we have created a link on the City of Jenks website. If you go to the government, government tab, go down to forms, and under the police department, it is a citizen flag flying program link. Just put your name, address, the date you want it flown, who it's for, and we do the rest. And then they bring the flag up, of course, and then we do the rest. So tonight, we just started this, and so we went ahead and flew this flag right here, and we wanted to present it to the City Council tonight as kind of the inaugural flag of this program. So the certificate reads, the flag which accompanies this certificate was flown at the Jenks Police Department headquarters on December 2nd, 2025 for the Jenks City Council in honor of the inaugural flag of the Citizen Flag Flying Program. So we'll present this to y'all. Wow. Come on up here.
We'll come to you.
Come to me? All right.
Yeah. You deserve it.
Sure.
A former veteran here who knows a little bit something about flag.
Oh, okay, excellent. Fantastic. Chief, you got anything to add? Nope. All right.
E and I are very familiar with this tradition. I have a flag in my home that was flown over a few reconnaissance missions in certain parts of the world we probably shouldn't have been, but I really appreciate you doing this. I think this is, to be honest, I had this dream the other night on my last day here, somebody would present a flag. Here we are. Really cool thing. But we love military tradition, and I'm really excited that you guys are bringing that here.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much. We certainly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
job, Art. I knew you could do it.
All right, thank you all.
First started Parsons, he knows what
We can do that, that's right. We need to explain.
Thanks again, Sergeant Solomon. Very, very cool idea. It's good to see you guys taking the lead, doing something special like that. Moving on for our animal welfare spotlight. I think I saw somebody back there. Yep, here we go.
Here we go.
We seen him before?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Looks
Who else
familiar.
have been here?
Okay.
This is Tigger, 2-year-old pit mix. We've had him for a couple of months. He is very sweet, very loving, very energetic. He is very curious of everybody. All right, go ahead, say hi. Say hi. Say what's up, everybody. Okay, come here. So just a little update. We currently have 7 dogs in our shelter right now. One's probably gonna go home tomorrow, which is awesome. No cats right now. The dogs we have are Zelly, who is an Australian Shepherd mix, Ziva, a German Shepherd mix, Phantom, another pit mix, Jolene, we have no idea what she is, but she's little, she's feisty, and she is just a ball full of energy. And then we got Duke, who's a pit. He's going home tomorrow, most likely. And then Orion, a blue heeler, he's about a year old, who is just another ball of energy. Again, no cats, and as you guys know, no adoption fees for Jenks Animal Welfare. We also cover our spay, neuter, and microchip. That's all covered by us. So as always, we appreciate the opportunity we have here tonight. If you guys have any questions about Tigger here at all,
How can the public get a hold of you?
you can call our non-emergency number, the Jenks Police Department, 299-6311. Check out our Facebook page, Jenks Animal Welfare, and we're also on Pet Finder. Or our email, it's animalcontrol@jenksok.org.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Merry Christmas, Tigger. Good luck to you, sir. Okay, we're moving on. Citizens' comments. At this particular point in the meeting, if you are here tonight and you'd like to address the council as a whole and you have something on your mind that is not going to be discussed on tonight's agenda, you are welcome to do so. We will be implementing a few rules related to citizen or public comments beginning in 2026, but not tonight because we're in the Christmas spirit. But if that being said, if you do have anything you'd like to say tonight, we'd love to limit you to 3 minutes if possible. The floor is open. It's the quietest it's ever been in this room. Take that as a no. Last call. All right, we will close the floor to citizens' comments. Moving on tonight to our general business. Item number 1 is the consideration and appropriate action relating to a request for approval of our consent agenda. You guys know what to do. If the council would like to remove any items A through G for further discussion, you may do that now. If not, we can entertain a motion for approval as is.
Make a motion to approve as is.
Second.
Thank you, gentlemen. We have a proper motion and a second. Let's vote, please.
Brown?
Yes.
Short?
Yes.
Abel?
Yes.
Murray?
Yes.
Mayor Box?
Yes. Thank you. We will pull item number 2. We will move on to item number 3. Item number 3 is ordinance 1677, an ordinance related to utility easement closure 25-04, a utility easement closure for Sunrise Ridge, the general location being south of 131st and east of Peoria Elm. We are on page 72 in your agenda if you are following along. And we welcome Mrs. Hilton. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Mayor Box, council, and staff. This is a very typical easement closure. It's gone to our technical advisory committee. State statute requires a 30-day notice to the public utility companies. They've received that notice as of October 27th. There are no comments that are outstanding. The only reason that it's not on consent is because it requires an ordinance, because this is a public way, so it's platted easement. So thank you all for your vote to close this, they will most likely come back with a district court vacation request. So, and we will not deny them that. That's it.
Nobody arguing against?
Nope.
Very well. Any
Nope.
questions from council for Mrs. Hilton? Mr. Brown? Okay, anyone on my left? Very well. Thank you, council. Thank you, Mrs. Hilton. No further questions. Item number 3, ordinance 1677. We can entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Thank you both very much. You have a proper motion and second. Item 3, which is ordinance 1677. Let's vote, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Short,
Yes.
Abel,
Yes.
Murray. Yes. Mayor Box.
Yes. Moving on to other business. Number 1 tonight is city manager's report. Mr. Shrout.
Mayor and all members of council, the November sales and use tax, the sales tax collection check was 1.5% less than the same month last year. The use tax collection check was 10% less than the same month last year. The total sales and use tax for the month was 1% less than last year. But overall, through the first 5 months of the fiscal year, sales and use tax collections are 15% higher than last year during the same time period. Tulsa County road projects. Tulsa County has plans to improve 121st Street from Elwood to Highway 75 and 91st Street from Elwood to Highway 75. City staff met with Tulsa County staff and Commissioner Dunkerley last month to discuss those planned improvements. The county is still in the design and right-of-way acquisition phase, and it is Commissioner, I believe it's a Vision 2025 project, both of those, and we expect that those will start construction sometime within the next 3 years. The long talked about Tulsa, Bixby, Jenks, South County, Arkansas River Bridge. We've worked with INCOG and both the Muskogee Creek Nation, City of Tulsa, and the City of Bixby on and off for at least 10 years, if not 20 or 30 years. And staff and elected officials from Tulsa, Bixby, and Jenks will be getting together on Friday to discuss any updates and any steps that we may want to take to continue to move this discussion forward. And I would say that's all it is at the moment, is a discussion on the feasibility of that project. The Elm Street and 121st Street intersection was opened at the beginning of November. It's fully striped. I know that we've had different issues with turn lanes and lights, and now it is open and being used, and I think it is a beautiful intersection, and everyone's happy that it's open. We have a new fire apparatus. 2 years ago, the City Council approved a $1.8 million investment in the purchase of a new rear steer bucket ladder truck. The truck was received by the department last month, just in time to be included in the annual Christmas parade. After staff training and outfitting, it is anticipated the truck will be put into service in January, which hopefully coincides with the opening of Fire Station 1. The interior wall panels, metal canopies over the bays, and the front doors have all been installed. The contractor has completed all building and sidewalk caulking, shower enclosures, doors, and flooring on the second floor. Installation of electric wiring, interior paint, and exterior site work is ongoing. We anticipate the contractor's work will be complete and ready for punch list review on December 19th. If all punch list items are completed timely, staff can begin moving in hopefully the first week or two of January. And with the new ladder truck and the new station, we hope to have some sort of push-in ceremony and I guess ribbon cutting or grand opening for the station. We anticipate sometime in January.
We're going to get those doors painted?
And the doors will be painted. We could take a citywide poll, or it's down to black and red. So I think it's going to be red.
I'll yield to the chief.
Yeah, there we go.
Black was my first choice.
Speaking of the fire department, this week, they're undergoing wildland fire training to maintain state wildland fire certifications. The formal classroom training is taking place inside the main ranch building, and then hands-on training is taking place on the former OTA property. The Oklahoma Aquarium, for the first 5 months of the fiscal year, net operating revenue after operating expenses has increased 12% year over year. While operating revenue has remained flat year over year, the net increase is due to management's 7% reduction in operating expenses compared to last year. And then we always have an annual Black Friday membership sale. And this year, our sale increased 6% over last year, so that's encouraging. The Jenks Chamber held an inter-city visit to Paducah. I'm sure that Angie will talk a little bit about that, but city staff, chamber board members, and chamber staff went to Paducah and met with the Paducah mayor, assistant city manager, their Greater Paducah Economic Development president and CEO, a Waterways Council Incorporated senior vice president, the Paducah Chamber CEO and president, who also is the mayor pro tem for Paducah, and the Paducah Tourism president and CEO. I think it was a good trip, and one of the takeaways I had was the tourism organization, the chamber, the workforce economic development function. Those are all separate organizations from the city with separate boards and separate staffs. So they've devoted quite a bit of resources to those organizations. And I kind of come back and think, wow, we all do that in-house with the chamber staff and then city staff. So I think we're pretty efficient with that. Upcoming events, the Tulsa Chamber State of the Economy is Thursday, December 4th from noon to 1:30. The Jenks Chamber Legislative Luncheon featuring Josh Driscoll is Friday, December 5th at 11:30. The City of Jenks Annual Holiday Lunch is Wednesday, December 10th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Oklahoma Aquarium. The Jenks Public Schools is holding their 33rd Annual Legislative Luncheon on Friday, December 12th from 11:30 to 1 p.m. And then City Hall will be closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which is Wednesday and Thursday, the 24th and 25th. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Mr. Stroud. Any questions from council for city manager? Yes, sir, Mr. Short.
Mr. Stroud, could you give us a quick update on the dam? Any?
There was a working group lunch today. Mr. Carr can provide that update.
And while he's turning on his mic, I did attend. The engineering is heavy, so I tend to zone out during the black and white slides, but whenever the slides show color, I usually tune in again. And the color slides are beautiful. Black and white slides mean nothing. Did you by any chance, am I correct in hearing that because of soil, that the actual location may have to be moved? Maybe you can elaborate on that?
No, I think they're not looking at changing the location. They just were making it a little bit shorter than what the original design was. It's not too many feet. It's maybe about 100 feet shorter.
Shorter in length.
In length, yeah. Yeah, but the meeting today was mostly just to give some more update of general information that they've collected so far. There's still a lot of massaging that they need to do on things in order to be able to do the cost estimate. They're still projecting that by the end of the year, they'll have most of that work in a place where they can start getting better numbers to it. There will be a general presentation of findings around the middle of January, and then they'll use all that information, and the final report is still projected to be at the end of February. But there's just so many different facets to all of this. A lot of the conversation today was based on what would the public facilities look like on the west side of the bridge and the east side of the bridge. And a lot of that has really changed from what their original design looked like back in 2017. I mean, there's just so much difference that has happened. So it's still a work in progress, but it's moving forward.
Thank you.
Yeah, and he's right, because, when you think about in that design, if you look at the park on the Jenks side, that's River District now, and that land very well could be accommodated for soon, so. That park on our side of the bridge would have no impact on in the raw development, right? Or does it even butt up to it?
No, what they're showing now is two roads going to the east. One would line up with the entrance, the east entrance to the outlet mall, and the other road that would go to the east would line up with where River District Drive comes into Lewis. And then there's a big parking lot that they're showing on the east end before you get to the low water dam. I don't know that they really need two roads going through there. It's kind of going to bisect River District property a little bit too much, I thought. They were talking about, one of the biggest things that I made comment to today was that they have a control structure for the dam that has all the compressors and everything in it. That the dam is a bladder that has to go up and down, and the control structure is probably half the size of this room and higher than this room, and they made a very slight comment about maybe that structure could be on the east side, but they've always thought about having it on the west bank. And I made a comment that I don't think they've really had a good conversation with the property owner yet, and I think that really focused them to maybe look at the east bank instead of the west bank.
I like that.
Yeah, I did too.
We like that. We can get copies of the slides probably the next meeting. I think this one is a little dry. That being said, I was encouraged to see the Secretary of the Muskogee Creek Nation, Secretary Harjo, did attend today. So it's good to see that those guys have eyes on this project and are actively participating, and nobody better to do it than him, so.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. And I also want to say, hey, we don't get a chance to thank the Oklahoma Aquarium, Chris, Kenny, and everybody that's over there. I remember years ago, we started taking a business approach to the aquarium, looking at it as something that generates sales instead of an institutional thing like a zoo that tend to never make any money. But my hat's off to you and Kenny and the council that's always supported us making some hard decisions to run that place like a business. And it's really encouraging to see this kind of generating a profit, and that's completely contradictory to what social media may be saying in our city. But congratulations to everybody at the aquarium that makes that place special. Congratulations for having it be profitable. It's a really, really good thing. So, and I also wanted to say thank you to Tulsa County. You guys have been great partners. Appreciate the fact that we've got great relationships with all three of our Tulsa County commissioners, and that really helps get these road projects done a lot faster, maybe even years ahead of time when we pool our resources together. And so we're thankful for that partnership with Tulsa County and hope to build more roads sooner than later with those guys. So thank you all very much. Last call, questions or comments from City Council? If no, the time is 6:27-ish. We are adjourned. Okay, we'll move on. Any heartache? You guys want to do JEDA next? Anybody care? Okay. Call Call to order the Jenks Economic Development Authority meeting, 6:28 PM. Roll call, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Short,
Here.
Emmons, OJ, Abel,
Yes.
Murray. Here. Chair Box.
Here, item number 1 is our general business, the consideration of appropriate action relating to approval of our consent agenda. You guys know the drill. Any questions, concerns about the minutes of the last meeting? If not,
Motion to approve as presented.
thank you both. We have a proper motion and a second. Let's vote, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Short,
Yes.
Abel,
Here.
Murray.
Yes.
Yes. Chair Box.
Yes, we'll pull item 2 as a result. Item 3 is potential executive session for the purpose of discussing the potential purchase of real property located generally near the intersection of Riverfront Drive and Aquarium Place. Need a motion to enter executive session, please.
Motion to move into executive session.
Thank you both very much. Let's roll call.
Brown,
Yes.
Short,
Yes.
Abel,
Yes.
Murray. Yes. Chair Box.
Yes, and for the sake of those of you keeping an eye on the clock, we did not think we would need an executive session tonight, but we probably do need 10 to 15 minutes at the very, very most. Thank you all for your patience. My apologies. I was off by 4 minutes. All right, where were we? City Council has returned from executive session. No votes were cast. Thank you for your patience. We are on item 4. It's a resolution 2025-04. It's a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a purchase and sale agreement by and among the authority and Village on Main Garage LLC and Village on Main Retail Partners LLC, authorizing general manager to execute an agreement and related documents and containing other provisions relating thereto. We are on page 4, where the resolution is listed, and I'd like to give this opportunity for either the city manager or city attorney to kind of go ahead and explain the high-level summary, nuts and bolts of what we're considering tonight, and what it means and what it doesn't mean, if I could, please.
So the chair and members of the authority, the contract before you is for 2 parcels. It is for a close to an acre parcel that has a 5-story parking structure with 525 spaces. It's 182,000 square feet. The other parcel is 1.89 acres. It has 2 buildings totaling 26,000 square feet with 112 parking spaces. 16,000 square feet of the larger parcel is leased. The annual rent collected is for about $452,000 a year. There's a common area maintenance fund that collects $97,000 a year for a total of $549,000 in revenue. With the existing leases, there's a 10,000 square foot shell building. We have looked for office space for staff in this building throughout Jenks. Jenks does not have much office space, does not have any available office space. We had looked at this 10,000 square foot shell building as an opportunity to move the staff that is currently in City Hall over there. That would open City Hall up for the police department to be able to move into this building, which would then open up the police department building for a new senior center that we have received federal grants to design. We estimate the cost to renovate the police building to be about $1 million to make that a senior center. The renovations that would need to be done in this building for PD to move in is minimal. We don't have the cost estimate of that at this time, but we have worked with our architect on different designs and what would be needed. And like I said, it is relatively minimal, but we will get those numbers. The estimated amount that it would cost to build out that 10,000 square foot shell building is $2 to $2.5 million. And the contract before you for the 5-story parking structure with 525 spaces and the close to 2-acre parcel with 2 buildings and 26,000 square feet and 112 parking spaces is $16 million. We have talked with various banks, including the bank that holds the majority of the JEDA, City, and JPWA cash. They have agreed to finance, if we were to so choose, finance this purchase at a 1.2% interest rate. So on $16 million, the annual interest expense would be $192,000. This contract requires earnest money in the amount of $100,000 to be paid 3 days after the effective date. The proposed contract is complete and ready to be executed after approval, with the exception of Schedule 2, which is a schedule of leasing costs, Schedule 3, a schedule of capital expenses. We expected to receive this information. I don't know that we have yet. We will not execute the contract and make it effective until this information is received. The proposed contract contains an extended due diligence period of 90 days. We have retained outside counsel from McAfee and Taft that specialize in large real estate transactions. They will conduct the legal due diligence and guide us through and advise us on the rest. Within 10 business days after the effective date, The seller must deliver the items set forth in Exhibit F, which includes copies of all leases, all agreements and documentation related to the use, maintenance, and repair of the parking structure, including account statements for reserves and assessments, the property interest of garage tenants and the number of spaces that they have, insurance policies, inspection reports, operating statements and account statements for the property for the last 3 years, utility bills for the last 2 years, list of major vendors related to any repairs, et cetera, copies of income tax bills and assessments for the last 3 years. And I think the most key section of this contract is under Section 5.3. The purchaser has the right to terminate the agreement for any or no reason at any time on or before the expiration of the inspection period, and the earnest money will be returned. If we go through the 90-day inspection period, we would then be obligated to purchase the property 30 days after the expiration of the 90-day inspection period. After the expiration of the inspection period, there are still conditions precedent that must be met before closing can occur. That's in Section 10.3. These include seller obtaining estoppel certificates from tenants, JEDA obtaining satisfactory financing, title issues being resolved. If these items are not satisfied, JEDA has the option to terminate and get earnest money back or extend the closing. We have cost estimates to build out the office space, as I mentioned, at Village on Main. We estimate $2 to $2.5 million to build out the senior center, and the PD building would be $1 million. And like I said, we will come back, hopefully within the next couple weeks, if not month, with the cost to convert this building to the PD headquarters. We intend to contract with a commercial property management company to manage the commercial tenants in the Village on Main building. The idea with the managed commercial space, it would give the Economic Development Authority opportunities to attract and incentivize desired businesses. It would also provide a cash flow for JEDA. If you look at the existing rent as is at $452,000 a year with the CAM at $97,000, just as is without building out the 10,000 square feet, our interest expense being only $192,000, depending on what the operating costs, which we will find out once we're provided all of that information, there would be immediate cash flow for the property. As part of the due diligence, Equity Bank, which is the lender on the Village on Main's TIF loan, must sign off on the sale. In addition, we will need to negotiate to remove the requirement where there's a public or nonprofit purchaser must pay ad valorem taxes. We can negotiate that, or we can consider modification of the TIF if needed. So before you today is the contract that does have the 90-day inspection period. Again, under Section 5.3, the purchaser, being JEDA, has the right to terminate the agreement during that 90-day period for any or no reason at all. And so this really provides JEDA and the public with the opportunity to get, we've had citizens request, provide due diligence lists and questions, and this would provide us the 90 days to get the answers to those questions. As well, we have McAfee and Taft retained to help us do that due diligence, and so before you is this contract.
Thank you, Mr. Shrout. Questions from council? Mr. Brown, anything? Any further questions?
Yeah, just clarification again for the record, for the public. Support of the resolution is strictly supporting the contract in order to complete the due diligence with the litany of issues that we have discussed about the acquisition of this. It does not indicate necessarily support for the execution and the full plan is proposed. Is that my understanding?
That's correct.
Very good, thank you.
I think one of the most important things to understand, and by the way, if anybody wants this, you can have it. This is your money. You guys are part of this process. It's not a public process tonight, but this is all public information as it's already been read publicly. But thing to remember is, I would say this contract is one of the best. You guys did an amazing job by staff, and I thank the seller too, because there's been some serious concessions made. This is one of the easiest contracts I think we've ever had to read through. Every concession we've asked for has been met. 90 days is a good amount of time. The earnest money is exceptionally low and very generous to give us the offer to return that earnest money. You're not going to see that happen when you're trying to sell your home in the city of Jenks. So the other thing I want to say is, from a financial perspective of securing the loan, it's really, really easy money for us as far as getting 1.2%. And I think I mentioned the earnest money is less than 0.5%. So thank you all who brought this together, and thank you for Chris for putting this bulleted document together. And like I said, if you guys want a copy, you can get one. Questions, comments from council on my left? Last call? Okay, very well. If there's no further comments from council, we can entertain a motion. And as a reminder, a last minute reminder, your support of Resolution 2025-15 is support of the contract being signed. And for us to, maybe a better way to put this, other than the way the vice mayor put it, is we're going to get a full peek underneath the sheets, and we will see what we see. And if we like what we see, we have the option to purchase. If we don't, we have the option to say no. So hopefully that's well put. We can entertain a motion on item 4.
Make the motion to approve the item as presented.
Second.
Thank you both. We have a proper motion and a second on item 4. Let's vote, please.
Brown.
Yes?
Short.
Yes.
Abel.
Yes.
Murray.
Yes.
Chairbox.
Yes. All right, moving on to other business. General manager's report. Mr. Stroud, anything to add from your previous report?
No, sir.
Okay. Moving on, item number 2 under other business is our chamber report.
No, that's
It's not,
that's the PWA.
oh, that's the wrong meeting. I took my glasses off for 2 seconds. Jeez Louise.
That's the end.
Where are we? Oh, very well. That is the end of that meeting. Okay, the time is 7:05 PM. Jenks Economic Development Authority meeting is adjourned. And lastly, regularly scheduled meeting of the Jenks Public Works Authority. Roll call, please.
Brown.
Still here?
Short.
Here.
Emmons. OJ. Abel.
Here.
Murray.
Here.
Chairbox.
I am here as well. Item number 1, consideration of appropriate action for our consent agenda. Council.
Motion to approve as is.
Second.
Thank you, gentlemen. Proper motion and a second. Item 1, let's vote, please.
Brown.
Yes?
Short.
Yes.
Abel.
Yes.
Murray.
Yes.
Chairbox.
Yes, we can pull item 2. Item number 3 is authorization to pay a construction invoice provided by the Oklahoma Department of Transportation for the 121st Street Trail Project from Elm Street to Elwood Avenue in the amount of $226,013. Funding will be appropriated by budget resolution, Jenks Public Works Authority Resolution 2025-15, to the 1 cent capital fund, also known as street maintenance, roads, and bridges. We are on page 53 if you're following along in your agenda. And good evening, sir. Good to see you. How are you?
I am well.
How was your Thanksgiving?
I was
You
very good.
you thought you had the night off, and here we are.
Oh, no, well, I had a great meal this evening, so everything is good.
What you have for us, sir?
Oh, actually, just going back and looking at the trail along 121st Street and just looking at the funding that we have authorized before, back in 2025, August 27, we brought it before council, talking about extending the trail from Elm Street along 121st, from Elm to Elwood, 10-foot wide trail. And basically, the bidding went out. Oklahoma Department of Transportation handled the bidding process. And in October the 9th of this year, we have all bids. Now, the bids came in a little bit ahead of, a little bit more than what we expected from originally set up. So the overall story is that we're asking for authorization for $226,013 for the Jenks part in this overall project. And the bid cost, the overall bid price for the trail was $888,471.
All right. Thank you, sir. Any questions from council for our city engineer?
Are any of the funds from this going to come from the GO plan?
This is coming from the FAP here, let's see. This is all coming from the ODOT,
It's from ODOT, okay.
right, this is from the.
Was this was this area factored into the GO plan, though?
I don't know if it was factored into the GO plan. Robert, can you speak on that?
The GO plan has,
It was,
all of our anticipated trails. Yeah.
okay,
So this is a 10-foot wide asphalt or concrete straight line from Peoria Elm to Elwood
pretty straight.
On the
There's a
south
little
side.
bit
on the
of-
south side.
No, the north side. the
You know,
north
I'm
side.
sitting here and I'm
Right.
wondering how we pay you guys so much. I mean, I'm sitting here and in the end, all we're gonna see is concrete from here to there. It's $1 million.
This is an ODOT project.
Oh, it's somebody's money, but still, we should be respectful of other people's money too.
It's asphalt with concrete on the edges
Oh,
Curbing.
oh, that's
Curbing.
easily
to
work.
keep the grass from growing into the asphalt.
Do we have any of those kind of trails currently?
No,
No.
but we will.
This is the
Yeah.
Gucci Trail of Jenks. This is the one that you won't see any weeds coming up and I have to get out and spray them with Roundup.
That's true. I called Robert about having it sprayed or berry.
This will
So,
be the trail.
Yeah, you
And
can
you
take a-
promise it's gonna meander?
It's going to meander. We're going to miss a few things, but at 121st and Elm, you can see the beginning of one of the Gucci trails.
Gucci Trails?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is $200,000 additional to what we had anticipated from years ago.
It's more than we anticipated
Yeah,
years ago, about 200,000.
Okay.
But our portion is only 226,000.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Any other questions, comments from Mr. Wilkins? Happy trails. Mr. Murray?
Not that the city necessarily has to worry about it, but I would assume with Public Works not having to mow some of those right-of-ways would reduce some of the cost of that being done, but a lot of it's incumbent on the HOAs in that area, I'm sure.
That's part of Barry's plan to eliminate mowing costs, is to put concrete trails everywhere.
And then he wants you to widen the road along there up to the trail, so therefore,
Grass or trails, that's all.
right.
Anything else, Mr. Murray? Thank you, sir. Last call from council. Any questions for Mr. Wilkins? All right, very well. If not, we can entertain a motion to proceed on item 4.
Make a motion to approve item 4, resolution 25-15.
Second.
Thank you, gentlemen. Proper motion and a second on item 4, resolution 2025-15. Let's vote, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Short,
Yes.
Abel,
Yes.
Murray.
Yes.
Chairbox.
Yes. Other business. Mr. Shroud, anything additional on your general manager's report?
No, sir.
All right, moving on. Mrs. Dunn's chamber report.
I apologize. Did we miss an item? There's item 3 and item 4.
Oh, yeah, there is. Man, I'm having an off night. Yeah, it's too much time in the sun. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't get any, but it must have burned me out. We just, I make a mistake. We just approved item number 4. You have any problem with going back and doing number 3 in that order? All right, item number 3 is okay. Item number 3 I read previously. I'd like to entertain a motion for item number 3 for the record,
And I
please.
will add that as a motion to make authorization to pay for the construction.
Second.
Item number 3.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate the assist. We have a proper motion and a second for item 3.
Brown,
Yes.
Short,
Yes.
Abel,
Yes.
Murray.
Yes.
Chairbox.
Yes, next month we will approve everything in reverse order just to keep everybody on their toes. All right, no other business for our general manager's report. Are we officially ready to hear from the chamber? I'm ready. You all ready? All right. The floor is yours. We're on page 72 if you are following along in your agenda this evening. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, Mayor Box and council and staff. You have your chamber report in your packet. I did have an additional paper that the manager left for you. It is the budget. And I apologize, it did not make it into the packet, but with the quick turnaround with our November finances and the meeting here, I wanted to make sure you had the most up-to-date. So I do have copies of that if anybody would like one. Going over the report, I do have a lot of great announcements. We'll start with two of our staff. We attended OCCE, which is the Oklahoma Chamber of Conference executives. Two of our staff received our CMI certificates. That's myself and Stephanie Kern. We are a certified chamber through OCCE, so I felt it's important for all of our staff to maintain that. So currently, 3 of our 4 staff are now certified. Nathan Zilmer, our marketing manager, was recognized as Young Professional of the Year in Oklahoma Chambers from OCCE in October, so we're very proud of him. We've added a staff member. Her name is Maggie Ragsdale. She is our new operations manager. We have conducted 23 ribbon cuttings so far this year. We have 3 coming up in December and several on the books for January as well. We've brought in 69, actually that's 70 new members as of today this year. Our leadership Jenks class, class 38, we have 13 in the class. And our next visit will be at the Jenks Public Schools next week. And as the manager had mentioned in November, earlier in November, we took the intercity visit to Paducah, Kentucky. We took 10 community leaders. It was a very great but fast trip. We learned a lot about transportation, I think, in this trip. They, very similar size city, but very, very different. So it was very fun to see the differences there. We will be scheduling another trip in September of 2026, and that location is to be determined. We have surveys out right now, and so we're kind of learning about some different cities that we'd like to go and take a look at. We have our member holiday reception and several of our lunches and things coming up. You can check all of that out on our calendar, which is jingschamber.com. You can find all of the community events and things like that as well. Want to do a quick community event recap for you. I do not have budgets so far, but I do have numbers thanks to our placer data. October 3rd with our Symphony and Suites in the Commons Park. In 2024, 2,700 people attended. In 2025, we had 3,100 people attend. And we're seeing that increase with all of our events with lights on. It was actually moved to a Friday due to rain. And I do want to say a very huge thank you to our city and our police staff. We were able to get a meeting in our chamber office and very quickly make a turnaround and move the date instead of canceling. And I think people were very, very appreciative of that. And we appreciate all of the help making that happen. Our attendance on that Friday night in 2024 was 2,600. And in 2025, it was actually 2,900. So even with the change of date and a loss of a couple of our vendors, and unfortunately the Trojaneers were not able to perform because they had a previous gig that night, but we still saw an increase. Our Christmas parade, last year, it was 3,100 people attending. This year, 3,300, so again, an increase there. The biggest increase we've seen for any of our events this year was our trick or treat. It moved from Main Street to the Riverwalk, and last year's attendance was 1,900. This year, it was a Friday night, so that could make a difference, but we saw an increase to 5,600 people attending. It was a huge, huge crowd. Coming up, we have our Discover Jenks Hometown Holidays promotion with the trolley, which will be December 6th, 13th, and 20th. December 6th and 20th, that time will be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and on the 13th, it will be a little bit later, and I don't have those exact times, but it is on the calendar. We are looking at corresponding that with the Christmas in the Commons on the 13th as well. Christmas in the Commons is December 6th and 13th. You can see Santa and all the pretty trees. Make sure you ride the trolley and shop all of our businesses. We have several business promotions going on right now. We did partner with Simon Mall over Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. We had 9 local businesses take part, and the Simon Mall offered them pop-up shop opportunities so they could, if they didn't have a storefront or if they had one that they wanted to bring to the mall, they were able to do that. And so they were able to capture the crowds that were there and support some of our local businesses as well. We have our Tic Tac Mistletoe promotion, which kicked off November 20th. It goes through December 19th, and this is a visit Main Street businesses. The participating businesses have a sign in the window. If you go and make a purchase at those, you'll get a stamp, and then you turn your cards into the chamber, and you can be eligible to win a gift card. The idea was to bring business to Main Street, and our businesses not have to do really anything other than place a stamp. We just really want them to get the business to come in and people spend money there. And we also have brought Throwback Thursdays, which is the third Thursday of every month. Main Street participating businesses will be open late, up to 7 p.m., and are donating back a percentage of their sales or collecting supplies for a chosen nonprofit. Last month, we did the Jenks Food Bank, and then this month, in December, will be the Tulsa Girls Home. I do want to mention that this idea came from a meeting that we had with the mayor, vice mayor, and Christy from Cedar and Lily. And we spoke about different ways to bring business to Main Street, but also to have everybody in the community or in Main Street businesses to really get behind a cause. And we thought that everybody could really get behind supporting our nonprofits. So it's a good way to give back, which is why it's called Throwback Thursday. We're kind of throwing back, and we're going to do some fun things with that as well, maybe dress in 60s or 70s or something like that at the different stores. So the other part of this is that with Placer data, we see that businesses, the highest amount of traffic on Main Street is at 7 p.m. And so this is also a way of encouraging our businesses to stay open a little bit later and maybe capturing some of the traffic that's coming through there for the dinner crowd. Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. You're saying that we have more cars on Main Street at 7 p.m. than any other time of the day?
Not cars, people.
Okay. All right. So Placer data is people,
Yep.
just cell phones.
It's cell phones. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Our business visits are up. You'll see that with hiring of our operations manager. It's allowed our engagement manager to get out to our businesses, so that it is more than doubled in the months. We're also seeing that with our membership going up, and it's been very, very exciting to see that. Most of those 69 members that have joined have been in the last 3 months. I'd say maybe about 75% of those, and just since August. So. Our Lunch and Learn session in January, we will have County Assessor John Wright. And in February, we kick off a new program called Knowledge at Noon. We are bringing in a nationwide speaker. His name is Coach Darren K. Roberts. He actually coached for the Kansas City Chiefs and has done leadership training with the Chicago Bears. I always have to mention that. But he also is working in a leadership program at the University of Texas and is partnered with Kevin Durant. So he's got a very, very exciting presentation. I heard him at SCDC this year, very motivating. So we hope that you'll make plans to do that. I'm going to go over some advertising that we are doing for Discover Jenks. We did a holiday special with Channel 6. It was a 30-minute program, and 6 minutes of that was dedicated to Jenks, as the Simon Outlet Mall did 3 minutes. And Discover Jenks did another 3, so a lot of advertising in there. We will have that spot, and we'll put it out on our social media as soon as it's available. And we also get social media spots on their website for the first week of December, and we had billboards out the week of Thanksgiving, and I did get some screenshots of that. So we are doing Route 66 Guide with the anniversary coming up, the Select Oklahoma Tourism Magazine, Green Country Attractions Map, Ozark Rocks Special Promotions, that's in Missouri. The Travel Oklahoma Guide, we have radio ads. We did a live radio broadcast with Lights On. Of course, Travis Meyer was at our Lights On and did several newscasts there. And our Discover Jenks magazines, which we have printed 35,000 copies. Those were distributed to the tourism centers in Kansas, Arkansas, and Oklahoma in August. And of those 35,000, 8,500 have already been picked up. So they're going pretty quick. The guy that comes in and restocks ours in our office said that it's one of the most popular. Of course, it features Seymour. Everybody loves the sea turtle. So Main Street marketing, we are working with the local businesses and the city to work with some influencers. So you've probably seen an uptick in social media and influencers out on Jenks Main Street. And that's very, very exciting. Again, the budget you have in front of you, we'll kind of touch base on that, but it's basically everything that I just went over with all of their advertising. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer that. And then a couple other things to mention. We did submit our intent to apply for a Main Street designation through the state. That application is due in January, so we'll be working on that. And our Discover Jenks has registered the name with the state, and it is in the process of getting our Articles of Incorporation and 501c6 status completed as its own nonprofit under the chamber, but it will be a true tourism entity, Convention and Visitors Bureau. The chamber will be conducting a strategic plan for 3 years, or for the next 3 years. That will be going on starting in January. We hope to have the plan completed by March so we can implement it this year. And we'll be seeking input from all the stakeholders through surveys, meetings, and roundtable discussions. And again, I will mention our community calendar. That is for all of our community. So even if you're not a chamber member, you can list your events, you can list specials. We have many different components of the calendar. So any questions? It's a lot of information.
Questions, council? Mr. Murray?
A couple. How many new members did you say that you brought in
69 new members this year.
for the year?
Yeah.
When they join, is their fees based on when they join, or is it like a January, December? Is it a calendar year, or
It's when they join. So if you join in November, then your fees are due the next November.
the next one? Okay. Do you keep track, or have you kept track of how many maybe did not renew?
We have. We are seeing that we have, I think it's 71 this year. That being said, a lot of those were probably ones that were not paying and maybe had done a trade agreement or have just kind of been on the books as complimentary memberships. And so we actually dropped some of those. What I will say is that the 69 members that we have brought in, there has been an increase in membership dues. And so the money that we brought in is actually higher than the money that we have lost.
Okay.
So
The only other thing, I guess, the chamber Christmas get-together, I believe, is on the 16th.
yes.
And there's a city council meeting also scheduled that evening. I don't think they overflow, but was the calendar looked at to make sure there wasn't a concern there?
It was. It is from 4 to 6. So it is a stop in and out, just kind of a mingle, not an event that's the full 2 hours. So we're hoping that possibly you could stop in before city council. We did have it scheduled actually on the 18th, but there were several conflicts of that day as well. And unfortunately, that was the only other day that was going to be available for us to have it.
So if we're late to city
unfortunately.
council, we're mingling too long then. Wanted to get that on record.
We will have non-alcoholic beverages as well.
Okay, we may be on time for, no. Thank you.
And snacks, so.
Anyone else?
Just a quick question. Were there any preliminary traffic counts at the outlet mall over Black Friday? It seemed to me like the lot was packed all day.
That's a great question. I will look it up tomorrow and I will let you know. It did look like the parking lot was full.
A couple of follow-up questions, and I think it might be important for us for next year, and Craig hit on this. We would like to see in the reporting what the net result of additions and subtractions are to chamber membership. So if we're going to win 69 and we lose 10, let's start reporting.
Okay.
And see if we can start digging into, well, like any sales organization, when we lose a customer, we know we want to
So
follow
with
up
the chamber membership, it's a little different because the chamber is a nonprofit, and our contract is actually through the Discover Jenks, which is more of the other side. And I'm happy to provide those numbers, but some of that, especially the financial side, is not public.
Can we just at least start asking people, you know, if they're still in the community, if Mr. Bowler chooses not to extend his membership, I think it'd be good for us to gather that feedback.
Oh,
if we
absolutely.
don't do it already.
We do. We actually do. Our engagement manager has a list of people that have not renewed or people that maybe have not been members for a while. And she is making a plan actually next year to go out and visit with all of them. Okay. And if somebody does drop, then we do call and ask if there's a benefit that we could add that would help them or what the reasoning is. So yes, I'm happy to give you that feedback.
Key takeaways from Kentucky, best and brightest ideas, anything? Anybody who went? What was the big value add of that trip? What did we bring home that everybody agrees on is just something you guys really want to chase? Anything exciting?
I think walkability is huge, and transportation. I think we all learned that it's very, very important. We had a hotel that did not connect to the restaurant that was right in front of us, and in order to get there, you had to walk on a major highway. And they do not have Uber. They do have a trolley system, which was very cool. They have an ambassador program with that trolley that gave a really cool history of the city and the murals that they have. So I think there was some really cool tourism things like that, but I definitely think transportation was the biggest. As the manager mentioned, they do have several organizations that seem to be hyper-focused on one area. I feel like we run a lot more efficient in the way that we do it. We also saw a lot more, when I visited with maybe the Chamber and Tourism, there was a lot more competition for members and money, whereas we have one pool of money that we can spread across. It's different pools, but you know what I mean, like through one organization, so you're not paying high salaries for 5 or 6 different people. So that was my takeaway. I think there's a lot more, but I think those were the main things, transportation for sure.
And for Throwback Thursday, are the participating businesses marked in any way? Is there a flyer in the window?
Yes.
Do we know who's participating, who's not?
Yes, they will have a logo in the window. It looks like, I think it has Washington's face on
That
it.
one?
Yeah, that's it. They will have that in the window, and then it's also listed on our website.
Okay.
And it could change each month because sometimes if the business can't stay open late that day or different things, they might choose not to participate that month.
Great, thank you. Last call, council. Thank you, Mrs. Duns, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, last call, council. Questions, comments, reports, anything on your mind? Okay. Mr. Abel, would you be so kind as to use your magic tools to summarize the engineering project highlights for us again? I'll be happy to post them if you want, or you can continue to do business as you are. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Last call, council, anyone? Mr. Trout?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. The time is 7:30 PM. If for any reason we don't see you again this year, God bless you all. Merry Christmas.